What's up, TikTokies, Facebookies, Twitter fingers, and YouTubers and IG people? What's up? What's up, y'all? We are live. We are live. And
Ah,
welcome to Hootie Who's Finest Talk Show. We had to come to you guys and
yeah.
just, you know, give y'all this bomb content that we have. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Got to
let
give
me
it to him.
let me remove this and I will be right. You'll have my attention. But yeah, we have some bomb content. Hold on. Let me save this. I don't know why it popped up. We got some good content, guys. Unfortunately, the first half of our show is sad,
Yeah.
very sad content. And our hearts go out to the Massey family, all her
Yes.
family, friends, and loved ones. We
Mm-hmm.
got Megan in the chat. What's up to my chat liners or chat liners? We are discussing the Sonya Massey case.
Yeah.
The Sonya Massey case. And Megan, I know you've heard because you're on the internet, it's all over. A
Yeah.
police officer actually shot her while she was in her kitchen. And Adrian, I thought because it just got released for some reason, I was under the impression this just happened.
Yeah.
Do you know this
So
happened
no.
at the beginning of June?
Yeah. June 6th. It actually occurred. They did not release the video until I believe June 17th, 3 days after her funeral. But the
Right.
family did get to see it before the public, and so the description that they gave of it, was accurate, but it just didn't do the horrendous, barbaric way in which the officer responded to um, this Sonya Massey's call for help.
Right. Okay, so let's get into it, Adrian. So she was the person that actually called the police, right?
Yeah,
She actually said that. Well, allegedly she said that she heard someone outside her house. She thought it was an intruder out there, so she
intruder,
called
yeah,
the police.
prowler or something. She called for help. The deputies responded, um, and it was just a fatal phone call,
Right,
that she made, um, seeking help from
right.
those who are tasked with, helping the public. This is your job to respond and help the public, and you come into this woman's house and you threaten her and follow through with that threat.
So let's start from the beginning, Adrian. So she called the police because she thought it was an intruder outside her house. The police come. One of them have on their cam the quarter
The body
the
cam.
body cam. Thank
Yeah.
you. So one of them have on body cam. The one that actually shot her did not have on his body cam.
Well, he had it on. He didn't turn it on.
He didn't turn it on
He didn't
exactly
turn it
until
on.
after he shot her.
Yeah,
Then
he didn't turn it on. And that is, to me, that's suspect. But yeah, he didn't turn it on.
right, right. So when they got there, my question was, why did they need to come in her house and ask her for her identification? Because clearly she's the person that called and she called for an outside intruder. Now,
Yeah.
I can understand them talking to her at the door to make sure she's okay, no one's inside with her or anything like that. But I didn't understand why it was so important for them to ask her for her ID. I mean, they had this lady searching through purses, bags, and everything for her ID.
Yeah.
Why?
So that was absolutely uncalled for, unnecessary. But she was very cooperative, because
Yes,
she
she
could
was.
at any point she could not, she didn't have to let him in the house, but the first thing she said, don't hurt me. And she allowed them in her home. Then, she sat down on the couch. They began to ask her questions. She did seem like she was slightly disorientated, which
Mm-hmm.
None of those are grounds to, say that she was erratic or anything. No, nothing she did indicate that she was a threat. She actually asked for her Bible
Mm-hmm.
while she was sitting on the couch. She said,
Right.
"Where's my Bible?" So she had a strong faith in God.
Yes.
And it was like when she said, "Don't hurt me and let them in," it's like, she let the enemy in, I mean, because of how it ended.
And so, okay, so let's go. So she let them in, and to me, it looks like they was having a really good conversation with her. I mean, they was kind of like a little chuckles here and there. But my issue is with them is that they can tell by her house that it wasn't in great upkeep,
Yeah,
organized
yeah.
house. So what I didn't understand was why was they making her search so hard for her identification? It's like she called the police. You
Yeah.
guys searched out there. You see there's no intruder. Why are you still here? Why are y'all still there?
Well,
Okay.
if you recall, they actually left the house, and she allowed them back in.
Mm-hmm.
um and at one point, the cops, the officers, they seemed kind of exasperated with the whole situation. So it was at any point they could have, left, did their report. They did not find an intruder and went on about their business, because, like I said, you saw that they were like kind of huffing and puffing, like, another one, a call, and like you say, from her home, and how she was disoriented, disorientated. It seemed like she may have had, some issues going on. They asked her, "Do you need help?" She was like, "I don't know."
Right.
She
And
was
he asked her,
unsure why she
was she on
called.
medication?
You see the house; it was kind of disheveled, like she was maybe a lightweight hoarder or something.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, later on, the family did say that she suffered from mental illness, right? But the
Correct.
officer, they can kind of discern it from their interaction with her, and it just quickly escalated from there.
Right. All right, so let's give a shout out, Adrian. We got Megan in the chat. She said, "Yes, it's so sad. Praying for her
So,
family.
Megan,
It is sad." We got Mama in the chat. Nene pulled up and say, "Hey, y'all. We
what's up,
have
Mama?
a whole lot of people on TikTok. That's why I got to get you over here, Adrian. We got Ryan. What's up, Gina? Alred, Vic. What's up, y'all? And it's steady moving up. I can't catch everybody. We are talking about the Sonya Massey story for the first half, and then we'll be discussing the YSL, the motions and the new judge on the second half of this, right? So let's get to Adrian. I want to, because there's like a little, I think it's like a story. People see different things. People hear different things when you tell a story, right? Some
Yeah,
people thought that she had the pot up when he shot her, right? So let's
yeah,
move the story along to the point where he shot her because he, in fact, asked her, well, his partner one asked her to take the pot up to turn the fire off to stop the pot from boiling, basically, right?
yeah,
To get the pot, stop the pot from boiling. And that's when she got up. Um, Hold on, I want to read this conversation because this news article had it. So when she got up, the officer, the deputy said, "We don't need a fire while we're here."
yeah,
and and so none of them seemed to have any problem with her going over to get the pot. Of course they didn't. They allowed her to get up to go get
yeah,
the pot. They knew it was boiling, they knew it was boiling water. When she grabs the pot of boiling water, they start moving away from her. So she asked them, "Where you going?
yeah,
What you doing? What you doing?" And one officer says, "Moving away from you, your hot steaming water." And she did say, now I was speaking to somebody earlier and I said, and I don't think she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I think she was saying, I thought she was saying, I rebuke the thought of my house burning down. I think I was talking to you, Adrian. But the camera clearly showed that she said, as he said, I'm moving away from your hot steaming water. Then she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And he
Yeah.
said, huh? And then she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. But how she said it, it wasn't like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She was just
No.
like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And then right after that, seconds later, the cop like, you better effing not, or I swear to God, I'll effing shoot you in your effing face.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, like, split second, like they was having a good conversation. They wanted her to get the pot up. She asked him, why y'all moving back? And I rebuked that, and I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I actually thought she was joking with them, like because they seemed to be joking at first.
Yeah.
What you think, Adrian?
Well,
When she said,
when
"I
she said that, right? So when she said that, she said, exactly what you just said. It occurred. She, the officer, the boiling water, the fire. She go over there to remove the pot, and she asked him, why you walking back, and and he was like, I don't want to get hit by water, whatever he said, and
right,
she said, I rebuke you in the name of, and
right,
so essentially, she was saying, knock it off.
right,
Stop it, cut it out. We all say those things, but for Black people, for Southern people, this is in Illinois, so they still got that mid-Southern type vibe.
right,
I rebuke you in the name of God, in the name of Jesus. So
right,
essentially, that's what she was saying. Knock it off. And she didn't say it, like you said, aggressively. She didn't say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And she never moved. And then you got to peep. He didn't threaten her. So she didn't never pose any threat, but he threatened her.
right, right. He did threaten her
By
because
verbally threaten her and then pulling this weapon, which triggered his partner to pull his weapon as well. So
but when
now
he threatened
she's
her,
like this. You like I say, she like this. She don't want to do anything. I've had guns pointed at me.
me too.
Several times before, and I know any gesture, movement could cause this person to pull the trigger.
Right,
And so she just froze, and she
right,
didn't know what to do. You know what
right.
I'm saying? She never made any gesture or anything, right? And of course, we
She
saw what
didn't
happened
even,
next.
yeah, she didn't even, when I saw a video, and I'm careful about, these videos online, but I saw a slow motion of the camera. Did you see that video? I have it. I could pull it up. It's on TikTok, so it moves pretty fast. But I saw a video with going in slow motion when he threatened her and she was saying, I'm sorry. She had the mitts in her hand. She never even had the pot back in her hand. She had set the pot down. When she was saying, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, her hands was on the pot, but she was sitting the pot down because as soon as he threatened her and her hands went up, she didn't have the pot. Those was mitts when she went down. That's what it showed on the video.
Yeah.
But my thing with that is, how is they saying that it was water on the floor when the pot was still clearly on the cabinet?
Well, I will check that video out. Send that to me. So,
Let's see
from
if
every
we can
video
pull it
I've
up.
seen,
Let's see if we can pull it up.
she does have. She grabbed the pot as instructed, and she has the pot, but she has it close to her. And when he does say, pull the gun and threaten her, she did go back and she said, I'm sorry, which is all indications that there's no threat, that this woman, she's apologetic for whatever she did, But when you got a gun in your face, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And she went down and she still had the pot. And when he shot her, I believe that's when the water um, spilled on the floor. And because he made a claim that she was coming at him with the water, and boiling hot water, said that she rebuked him in the name of Jesus, and she was coming at him with the water. And the water is now at our feet. And that's a statement that he made. Yeah. So from the video, that's what I saw. But of course, yeah, I would love to see the video you have.
Yeah, I gotta find it. I clicked off of it and
And of course, this video is in heavy circulation on all the news feed, on all the social media platforms. They have the video. So we
yeah,
got to be careful. And I mean, for out of respect for Sonya, her family, that community, to give it to them as accurate as possible from our knowledge and from what we've seen.
right.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to talk about in this case too is the way he reacted after he shot her. Um, he shot this woman, and he know that the water was not a clearly a threat. They had so much distance in the front of them before water even would have got to him. But he didn't even want his partner to render her any help, any aid. They said she was
Yeah.
still, the partner said later on that she was still gasping for breath. And
Yeah.
he just
Yeah. To at
like,
least stop the bleeding. And I've actually seen someone shot in the head, and it actually went through it. It hit him right here, and it went through, and he actually survived, right? But we
mm-hmm,
were there. We comforted him. We tried to stop the bleeding, and he actually survived from that. And this back when I was like 17, but um, yeah. So he, to me, he already came in there with a certain mindset when he had his video camera, his body cam cut off,
yeah,
and so his comments not to get aid, not to render aid, it's just kind of goes to his state of mind at that time, that he was already set on doing something to this black woman,
right.
and I know we can't necessarily assess the thoughts that's going through this officer's mind when he did that, but I'm gonna ask you, why do you believe he escalated it to that point?
I think personally that I don't think that he thought that she was a threat, but I honestly think that he believed that she could have been a threat because she was black. I did a little research on this officer. He has this certain tattoo on him, and
Yeah,
that tattoo is white supremacist. And so I believe what
yeah, I
you
saw
said.
that.
I believe what you said too. I think he, seeing that she was black, and that's why I kept asking in the beginning, why was they even allowing her to search for her identification? Like, she
Yeah,
already told you she's on medication. She's in her own house. No one is outside. You've made sure she was all right. Even if they came in and searched around to make sure no one was there and, in her house with her, and then left. Why are y'all making this lady look for identification? And so that's the part that I couldn't understand from the beginning. But I believe it's just like with any other police brutality case against a black person. They go to the extreme with us
yeah,
when they shouldn't even do that. He wanted to run that woman's name to see if she had a warrant. Obviously, why else would they be asking her for identification? And so why would you want to run somebody's name to see if they have a warrant when they're, one, already in the comfort of their own home, two, they are the person that called you?
yeah,
So, but I think he allowed it to go to that next level because unfortunately it's white people that really look at black folks as threats.
Yeah.
Whether
Well,
you
I'm
want,
gonna take that allowed. I don't think he allowed it. I think he took it to that next level.
yeah,
And for me, it's like, so once he went to the house, it's a black woman. So, in policing, we know there's already a certain mindset. Unfortunately, when it comes to black people, and this is recognized, basically across the board that blacks were treated different with law enforcement than say other folks or white folks, however you want to say it, right?
right,
And to me, so he already had a perception that he was in control, that he
right,
was here, and that she was down here. Because in any situation like this, there has to be in that person's mind, that the shooter, the deputy's mind, he has to marginalize and dehumanize that sister, that black woman, to even talk to her like that. First of all,
right,
to curse at her, to use God in a curse word in the same sentence, and then
right,
pull his weapon. So he had already dehumanized that sister,
right,
but when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," he he felt slighted by that. He felt like she got smart with him. She had mouthed off at him, and he was going to show her, even by asking for her identification. She had not committed any crime. You did what she asked you to do. She let you in her house. She's calm. Why do
yeah,
you need her? So that was a tool to exert his control in that situation.
right. Oh,
So that was, first of all, he wanted to control that situation. It's that false masculinity, that sense of superiority complex,
over
and
110-pound woman, 110 pounds. Now,
yeah,
let me ask you this, Adrian. First, before that, let's go to the chat because I love reading our chat liners. Mama said that's because he knew she had been shot in the head and assumed she was gone. That's even so, you still want to check a person post. You want to go down there and see what's going on.
yeah,
Um, he knew that woman was no threat. Megan said it was so senseless on the part of the police officer, very senseless. Mama said if he felt she was a threat, why did he allow her to search for her ID in her purse when it could have been a gun or a knife? Right. I didn't think about
yeah,
that part too.
yeah,
Megan said, I think I saw a video of the officers were outside. He was calling her the B word. Yes, that's what I'm going to get to next. How he treated her even after he killed her. He went
yeah,
outside and his other office, his colleagues, they knew he was wrong. When you look at the camera, no one said nothing to him. They was looking at him like, and he just
yeah,
was like, he was effing crazy. She was
yeah,
effing crazy.
yeah. I
But
mean, the
wait,
first thing the superior officer asked was, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the weapon?" And
exactly.
he come with this lame
Because
excuse that is not,
allegedly,
go ahead.
yeah, allegedly they had called it in as something else. The son said they never told him the police shot her.
Yeah,
They had
that's
the
true.
family thinking that it was an intruder that shot
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
But what
So the uncle, he's like the spokesperson and look like he's a professional, and so he found out. So he did more his own independent research and investigation, and found out that it was an officer involved shooting, and that was the first indication that they knew that she was possibly shot by and killed by a police officer, because they
police?
thought, like you said, that it was an intruder or something like that.
Yeah, the police never told them it was an officer involved shooting. They never told them what happened. They led those people to believe that this lady got killed by an intruder or just some random person. But what I want to ask you about, I want your opinion on this officer's partner. Because I think in certain ways, like these the partners is just not as liable because he can't control what this man do, but they're in the same organization, they're on the same team, right? You should have the ability to de-escalate a situation that you see your partner is getting out of control in. That situation went out of control when that man started cussing at that lady and pulled his gun. Instead of this idiot saying, hold on, he pulled his gun too. He looking at this lady and see that she is not a threat. Why are we pulling our gun? Instead of him, now this is what I use. And I know in California law, you're a part of the same gang, you're a part of the same organization, because it's not a crime to be in a gang. They consider this an organization, right? So you're part of the same organization. If another person that's a comrade that's a part of the same organization or gang go out and he kills somebody, you're accessory to that murder. I mean, you could have stopped. The first thing they say is you could have stopped him. You could have stopped him from doing that. That's aiding and abetting or accessory. So I mean, I don't understand why they're not going after
the partner.
The partner, because
Well,
he witnessed this stuff getting. Go ahead.
well, yeah. So yeah, he was there. He witnessed it, and just for some like clarity. So in some instances, being a gang member is a crime, and so
well, if you're committing a crime with it.
Well, just being in the gang now, so they got gang injunctions on. I remember they had it on the jungles. They had it on the few of the south. So they have gang injunctions. I know a guy that got life sentence because he was in the gang. So so being in the gang in some instances is a crime.
That's the foundation crime, is just being in a gang. There's
because once they put that injunction on you guys, now they can say if you're wearing a color, you're in this vicinity, you're in a group, or you doing this. Now they can apply that to you, and that's the law in California. I don't know about anywhere else, but let me get to the partner. So
that's good. That's good to bring up, because a lot of people need to know about that law. We're going to do a show about certain things like that. I'll get into that, but go ahead and say we're on the Massey case.
On Sonya Massey case, right? And so the deputy, and they haven't released his name. I couldn't find his name in none of the feeds, right? So, but anyway, to me, like initially that, him pulling his gun, that was a, what they call it, like a knee-jerk reaction, right? His partner pull, so I believe that was just a reaction of that muscle memory, right? And, at that point, the adrenaline, everything running, some officers, I believe in people, they're coming up to say, hey man, what you doing?
Right.
What's going on? And maybe calm him down with a few words and get him to de-escalate this situation. So I understand that. And, I'm not justifying the partners, failure to respond in that way or anything, but just kind of like thinking of me being in that situation and pulling my gun and being, on high alert, and then it happened instantaneous. And as you saw, he came around the counter and went after Sonya. So, I mean,
yeah, but too, Adrian,
it was put in a tough situation. Well, hold on. We're putting these situations all the time, like with our coworkers, right? So we may have a coworker, we may not agree with what he or she doing, but we want to support that person, right? Because we got to cohabitate in some kind of way for these 8 hours together. So even though you may not agree with it, you may give your coworker a little bit more leeway than someone you don't know.
Yeah, but I think he gave him too much leeway. I don't care what nobody say. I think he could have stepped in, not in that split second time. He should have stepped in before it even got to that point. What are we doing in this lady house asking for her ID? Two people can't be dumb, stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, like, okay, if we understand that this lady called for outside intruder, why are two of y'all up in her house and one person didn't at least stand at the door and say, well, let me, look out? Like, why are y'all in her house? And one of them should have said, okay, well, we've made sure it's clear. Let's go, or something. Instead,
Yeah.
he's sitting there, they sitting there entertaining this lady looking for her ID, and they didn't even need her ID. What are you asking her for her ID for? That's the whole thing. Even if the murderer was being racist, what was this other one doing this whole time? He should have been saying, okay, guy, let's go. This is all clear. On the radio saying, well, this is clear over here. Something to get this guy's attention and let's go. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's get what
Well,
Nene said. And then I'm
yeah.
going to get your ending to this.
Okay.
Megan said police officers are supposed to protect and serve, and I feel they need to be trained to do that and not point a gun and shoot and ask questions later. Then they say, Mama say, because certain situations they do not go after the person you are with. I remember when my nephew Junebug being murdered, and the girl that was with the other girl who shot him gave the girl the gun, and the courts let her off. When some cases, the shooter, yeah. So in some cases, they'll let they'll let the person off that aided and abetted just to get the shooter.
Yeah.
And so I think in this case, they're looking at it like let's calm the situation down. It's already out of control publicly. So let's calm it down by doing what's right with this officer, because the ending result they did was right. They've charged this man with capital first degree murder.
Yeah.
Pleaded not guilty. So what's your ending thing on this, Adrian?
Well, me, I'm speaking for myself, for you, for our audience, and me sitting there. It was a 6:30 news. I got off work. I got home, showered. I was relaxing, and here's Nora O'Donnell on the evening news, right? CBS. And so when she began to speak about the video, I hadn't heard about it until I actually saw the video that day. And so just seeing that, and I just laid there. I just sat there, and I was numb,
Right.
and me, I'm all about, my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, right? And my
Right.
financial health, right? And so just to think what that was doing to me and what it's doing to millions of Black people across the country is
Right.
that we receiving these toxic messages that our lives don't matter, and that goes to our heart, to our organs, to our spirit, to our soul.
Right.
And just seeing that sister gunned down like that, I had to rework the rest of my evening. I turned everything off. I meditated. I really thought about it, and I want to find meaning. So that's why I'm here talking to you guys, talking to you, talking about this subject. And not only that, I plan to go out and vote. I plan to
Right.
go out and protest.
That's
Wherever
right.
I'm needed for Sonya Massey, I'm there.
Yeah. I think for me, Adrian, is that it just took a sense. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. It just took a sense of safety away. It took a sense of safety away. I looked at that video, I just looked at it and I looked at her peace in it. Yeah, her house was all out of array, but a lot of people houses is out of array, especially ones that have mental stuff going on with them. Most people that have mental things going on with them, that's how you can tell when you look at their house, when you look at their car, when you look at things around them. If it's out of array, their mind is out of array. So, but she was comfortable, Adrian. She had on her pajama pants. She had on her pajama coat. She was like the ordinary person. Like when I'm at home, when I'm here, I feel like I done conquered the day. The only thing that's gonna take me away from here is God. In a
Yeah,
heart attack, a stroke, or a sleep or something. I am away from car accidents. I'm away from gunfire. I'm away from I have conquered the day when I make it home and I put on my pajamas. And That's how I looked at that lady. Like
Yeah.
she was safe. She was in her house, in her domain. Like that's a sense of peacefulness that's out of this world.
Yeah. It's a shame.
And she invited them into her house. She a godly lady.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah.
invited them into her house, not even knowing she didn't even have to let them in. And I really believe, I was talking about this earlier, and girl, one of my girls on Clubhouse, we got Goddess. Goddess got the trees up in a house. One of my girls, Lele, on Clubhouse, she said, Tree, you really need to do like a show on teaching people about different things when they get approached by the police. Because she
Yeah.
was like, I would have let them in my house too. I would have thought that, I had to let them in. I called them, they're asking to come in. I have to let them in. I wouldn't have never known that. No, you don't have to let the police in your house.
No.
They do not have the right to come in your house without
No.
a search warrant or probable cause. No, they don't. But once you invite them in, they have the right to look around. Whatever they see that's out of order or out of whack or illegal, they have to react to it. Am I correct, Adrian?
Yes. Yes. So you're absolutely right. They do not have to let them in. And this, like I said, her first words to him was, "Don't hurt me." So she had already experienced, the seeing the videos, seeing the police harassment, brutality that's going on in the country, and she was already on alert. And she said, "Don't hurt me," and she did not have to let him in.
And you could tell she was nervous. She probably knew exactly where her ID was, but it's just, she was just nervous. She was actually nervous. And they could tell, anybody looking at the woman was not comfortable at all. It was like she was here, she was looking there, she was there. It looked like she was trying to hurry up and find her ID to get them out of her house.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm gonna get Adrian, we're gonna do a show on some things like that, we as black folks should and should not do when we come in contact with the police. What's right for us to do? Because
Yeah.
even if a police officer make you feel scared or intimidated, you have the right to call out a sergeant. Am I right, Adrian?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
So,
your right.
say if they pull you over in an isolated area, you're not comfortable, you can actually, by law, drive to somewhere you feel safe. Say, call the cops, or whatever it may be, and let them know, like, look, I don't feel safe in this area, pulling over for this officer. And that's, that's your legal right.
Right. Adrian, they literally had a person out here impersonating a police officer. And I came encountered with him. I know I came encountered with him because it was on the same freeway that all these other people came encountered with him. But he
Yeah.
really did some stuff to them people. What saved me, I believe, was I was on FaceTime with Tasha. I was on FaceTime when he pulled me over, and I never got off of FaceTime. I never got off. But he instructed me to go to a desolate place out offside of the freeway. Same car the news had on there, same lights, and he got a speaker. But what he didn't have when he pulled me over was a police uniform. It was
Yeah.
like he was a detective or something. He was in plain clothes. And I even was like, I didn't even know that you had that don't even look like a police car. And he was like, yeah, a lot of people don't know that this is a police car. He said, but you were speeding. But I was speeding. So, I didn't take it as nothing, but I never got off the phone with Tasha. I was just, I just gave my license and insurance and, but he didn't give me a ticket. I'm gonna let you go this time.
Yeah.
When it come out, he did something to some lady and they started blasting it on the news. I was like, That's the same kind of charger that pulled me over that day that didn't give me a ticket. And I was talking to Tasha. I was like, why is this man taking me all the way? I don't understand why he's pulling me all the way off, all the way over here. So you got to be careful. And one thing we know, we got to ask for a sergeant to come out when we feel uncomfortable when these police officers is doing something that they ain't supposed to be doing. And don't be fair, don't be afraid to get their badge number. That's our right to ask for their badge number as well. Isn't that correct, Adrian?
Yeah, you have a legal right to know who the officer's name and badge number. Most of them have it right on it on their like shirt now. But in instances that they don't have it, is your legal right to know who that officer is and his badge, his or her badge numbers.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
All right. So our,
no, you're
our
right.
prayers go out to the Massey family.
Her sons, her two sons, or her
It's
family,
no words.
her
It's
friends, her community, everyone
keep
in Illinois, and
keep
everybody impacted by it.
uh keep your foot on their neck. One good thing about it is they have arrested the man. Definitely go after them civilly. As much as as much as you can. I really believe that they should start making these police officers pay civilly. I don't think the county or the city should be liable. Well, they should in a way, but that ends up coming back on us having to pay for what these police officers doing. I think they would really think twice in doing stuff like this if you're taking their home from them or their kids scholarship money or tapping into their wife bank account and 401k or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll think twice about killing somebody or doing stuff like that if somebody put them in bankruptcy from what they done worked hard for, all them years instead of, us keep going through the same thing. We need to start tapping into things that they love, and things that they have personally. That's my take on that. But our prayers is out for the family and the victims and everybody that's associated with this situation.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
let's move it along. Before I get to YSL, somebody got a birthday coming up.
Yeah,
Adrian, a big day is coming up. What, in 2 days?
yeah. Friday is my birthday. Turn a big 50.
What we gonna do for the big 50? You gonna get into something? Literally?
Well, I may just go out, eat with a buddy or something. May hang out,
Uh-huh.
at a club or a bar for a little while, or I may not.
Yeah.
I may not. I had planned on taking a trip, but with it was so many things happened earlier this year. You kind of know of some of them, and
Right.
I had to move things around. And I set up a budget for my birthday for my 50th to do something big, and I can kind of still do it, but I'm choosing to just
Do something
just
big.
so what I did do, so I did
Megan
buy some
said,
I
I
bought some
that.
Laker tickets. I bought some Laker tickets.
Okay.
So I'm scheduled to come when I come down there early next year. I'm going to see the Lakers against Dallas. So I haven't seen the Lakers play ever, other than on TV. Even though I just live right in LA and all that, but and the Forum was right down the street. So I want to see LeBron play before he retire. If they
Okay.
put Bronny in the game, cool. I'm not necessarily tripping off Bronny,
Yeah.
but I really want to see Luka Doncic, play as well. So they play in
Okay.
Dallas in February, and I'll be down there to see them. So that's going to be like my quasi birthday gift celebration right there.
Okay. Okay. You taking a date with you? I noticed you said 2 tickets.
No, I only got one ticket. But
You
either I'm gonna hook
one
up.
ticket to the game.
Well, right now I'm not in a situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a situation right now. So
That's the best
you
time
know,
to, be
I'm
picky.
hopeful. I'm hopeful. So we'll see where that goes.
I
But
come
right
with you.
now,
That's in February.
yeah, we'll see.
I go with you. Yeah, we courtside.
Oh well, they're good seats. They're not courtside, but they're right there. They're like third row. You know what I mean?
Gosh, that's
Yeah,
courtside for me.
yeah, yeah, damn near. You know what I mean? So you
I
know,
understand, Adrian, but if you want me to go, I'll come out there and go with you. I don't play no games. But you might have a date. I got a little birdie told me you might have a date by then. So we gonna see.
Renee going with me? Renee going with me? That's what I'm talking about, mom.
They can't go and they go, I'm going. I ain't been no courtside to no Laker game. I went to the Laker game, but I ain't never been courtside.
Well, if you
You
want a
want
ticket,
to
the tickets they're a little cheap right now. So
I'm mad at the Lakers anyway. Anyway, let's get into this. We got about 14 minutes. So we know Young Thug YSL, they got a new judge. This judge, y'all, got some stuff going on. Well, not really, but she got some stuff going on with Fonnie Willis, district attorneys. They filed a motion. Well, let me just start from the top. The governor sent a bill to Congress to get passed to have an oversight, like a quality oversight commission, people to look over all of the district attorneys' cases in Georgia. And a lot of the district attorneys, of course, had an issue with it. Some of the ones in Fonnie Willis's office had an issue with it. So they put in a motion to basically have the law overturned.
yeah.
And when they put in a motion to have the law overturned, guess who the motion went to? The motion went to Judge Whittaker, however you pronounce her name.
Whittaker.
But she is now the new judge of YSL, which is in Fulton County, which she denied some of those district attorneys in that motion that they wanted to overturn the law. Now, Adrian, you got a chance to check that out on my channel that I did a video about the motion. If you haven't checked it out, go on to my YouTube channel. It's a 30-minute show, and it talks about how the judge is besties with with the defense and don't really care for the district attorney. What you think about it, Adrian?
Well, so now it's a role reversal, right? Because initially they were saying that, Orville Glanville, Judge Orville Glanville, that he was biased towards the defense and more in favor of the prosecution. So now you have the prosecution claiming that the judge is more favorable to the defense. From what I've seen, there could be, but right now, like you said, the defense has filed a motion to remove Adrian Love off the case and Simone Hilton, right?
Right.
So now, the judge got to review this. And this judge, she's like, look, we're not going to slow down.
At all.
We're going full speed ahead. We're going to nip this in the bud. So it almost forces the district attorney's office to either declare mistrial. This is what's going to happen in my view.
Okay.
They're going to just declare mistrial and then start a new trial. Or they're going to negotiate with the defense to plead the defendants out. I don't see them acquitting him or dismissing the case and said that, because the prosecution can dismiss the case as well or request that the judge dismiss the case. So I don't see that. I see a mistrial with a new trial, which everybody's disenfranchised by this trial. The longest running criminal trial in Georgia history. This jury selection, it took a year just for that, so now with all these witnesses, all this 5 different judges, so it's Glanville, Krause, Whittaker, it's all, so the Superior Court got involved. So it's like right now we need to mitigate and minimize the fallout from the DA's office. So I see within the next coming weeks, they're negotiating with the defense to come up with an agreement, a plea that Slim Thug and his co-defendants
Fine.
can agree with, and maybe it's probation at this point, maybe it's some jail time for certain ones, but I do not see them declaring a mistrial and filing for another trial. I believe if they do that, the public, the state of Georgia, Fulton County, they're gonna run them up out of office.
Right.
So I see them pleading them guys out.
Right. I think that, to me, that, and the judge clearly stated that too in that scheduling hearing. If you didn't catch it, you should have caught it when she said, I'm open to any pleas. I'm open to any pleas. You guys, because, or we just gonna keep it running. Because here's the thing. I do think that I do think that I do think that there's grounds for Hilton and Love to be thrown off the case, right along with Glanville. Um, will it happen? I don't think so. I think they should get thrown off of it. But if you notice, the ex parte meeting was never rendered as being wrong. So, other than the ex parte meeting, which was never rendered as being wrong, Judge Krause, that recused Glanville, said he did nothing wrong with the ex parte meeting. She only was recusing him because of how the public was taking everything. So the district attorney and they really didn't do anything wrong, according to Judge Krause, with this ex parte meeting. So I don't understand how Brian Steele is honestly going to be able to call them as a witness for the ex parte meeting. That's going to be interesting. Another thing.
Well, for him to call them, they would have to be because now they went into their witnesses, their material witnesses at this point, right? So they would have to be actually taken off the case to become material witnesses.
And that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for. Look, that now they're providing evidence in this case and prosecuting it. No, that's a conflict of interest in so many different ways.
And I told you in the beginning, and from my other video, guys, that this judge do not like what is it called? Prosecutorial misconduct. Yeah. She cannot stand it. She approved for those people to overlook the prosecutor cases. So there is a good chance that she might allow those district attorneys to get thrown off of this case if she feels that they are witnesses and put themselves in position to be witnesses for this case. Now, mind you, she is going through this case like a fine tooth comb, as she should, because she's the judge over it. So anything that she see that these prosecutors have done that they should not have done, it could be hell to pay for them. It could be hell to pay for them. They under a different set of guidelines, a different set of rules and everything. Now, I want to ask you a question about the bond. All of the defendants have basically put in a motion for bond and mistrial. You spoke on the mistrial and what you think about that. If they don't get a mistrial, do you think they should be granted a bond?
Well, so Whittaker, she's in a vicarious situation because most of these they're elected officials, right? Even though this is a state level, I believe that she's that position was elected, right?
Yes,
so
correct.
She got to think about her future, her well-being, right? So she can't necessarily show favoritism, and now we got to go to public perception. Right. Because the same thing because that's what the Fonnie Willis in the district attorney's office, that's what they're battling right now. Mm-hmm. All this whole trial, it then just cast this huge shadow over the DA's office, because now people are like, are these people fair? You know,
Right.
all the stuff that's coming out, and still, to his credit, you know, he's just throwing, you know, the kitchen sink at him. And I'm not saying that he's doing this on purpose. They giving him ammunition. They
Right.
giving it to him, you know. So
That's
yeah, he's
right.
filing motions. The ex parte was the recusal, this and that. It's just it got all this. So no jury, particularly the sitting jury that's on this jury, they're not going to be, to me, in my opinion, they're not going to be able to come up with a decision that's based in any facts within this case, because there's so many things that's been going on and there's so much misdirection. They're not going to be able to come up with a concise verdict. You know what I'm saying? Guilty or not guilty. So,
Right.
you know, and that's why I believe that they will plead with YSL, Young Thug, Jeffrey Williams, and his cohorts, his co-defendants.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the judge granting them bail, that could happen. I don't see her dismissing the case with prejudice,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't see her doing that. Bail, that may be a possibility, but if she do grant bail, it's going to be at least $1 million. So she has to show some type of you know, tough stance on criminal law. I mean, on law, on crime, and this and that. So I do see her maybe giving a bail, but it would maybe about, you know, $1 to $2 million for each defendant, just to show that, you know, she's not, well, $10,000, you know, but you know, I do see her possibly doing that, but she got to weigh public perception, the perceptions of her colleagues. We're human at the end of the day. And even though we're in a system that don't supposed to be emotional, we bring that into the courtroom, you know?
Right. Well, it's going to be interesting. I don't think she's going to grant a mistrial, and I don't think the district attorney is going to ask for a mistrial. I think they're going to try to keep this oil running. I think this wheel turning. I think they're going to try. Another interesting thing is this Brian Steele brought to her attention is that the recusal of Judge Glanville was because of a motion that attorney Weinstein had put in on June 12th.
Yeah.
So she granted Judge Cross granted the recusal on his motion. So the law is anything that happened in court from that day forward has to get thrown out. And you know what happened in court during that period? Lil Woody got on the stand and testified.
Yeah.
Now, before Weinstein put in the recusal, the ex parte meeting happened, and Lil Woody was granted immunity. So they can't take the immunity back because that happened before the recusal motion was put in. But what Brian Still is saying, everything after that, they have to take that back because the judge got recused, right? My thing about that is that is Lil Woody gonna be able to get on the stand and tell a completely different story because he still have immunity, so he has to get on the stand, right? If we keep moving forward, but is he gonna be able to change his story with a new judge?
Yeah. So he can get on the stand and he can say what the hell he want to say, right? And you know, so and how, you know, they combat that. Say if he say, look, I did it, and y'all got the wrong people. So they're going to always refer to the police report, what he said in the police report. Well, you said here that you saw XYZ happen, but now you're saying that you don't know it, you did it. And are you saying that because of the snitch code? You know, so they can kind of introduce that. And so that's how that's usually how they use someone testimony against them. But not knowing, because I looked that up, I wanted to see the perimeters of his immunity, you know, and because most immunity, you know, one of the clauses of it is if you are not telling the truth about this, he can take that immunity back.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
And maybe it's, you know, maybe they gave him, you know, complete and unrestricted immunity or something like that. I know it's a term that they use, and maybe that's what he has. Maybe he has just nothing. You could do and say what the hell you want to do, and that's on the prosecution for giving him something like that.
Well, that's what the ex parte transcripts say. That's what she told him in that meeting, and he's smart. He asked her. So does that pertains to murders? Yes. Anything that you say or come out on cross-examination with you, you have immunity for any crime. He said any crime. Now, what she did lie about, and this, I don't know if something could happen to her because of this, but a lot of attorneys that I've seen spoke on this. She shouldn't have told that boy that he have federal immunity, because she can't give him federal immunity.
Yeah.
She told him they can't lock you up for the federal, or they can't lock you up for state for anything with this immunity. And she lied to him with that. I got Soul Flower in the house. My sister came to see the show. What's up, Soul Flower?
Come through, come through.
Yeah, she lied to Lil Woody about that. My last and final question. As it pertains to the YSL case, right?
Yeah.
So the prosecution put in motions as well. She put in a motion to have the defense attorneys to make them stop talking to the media and podcasters, because they've been talking to podcasters and the media. Do you think that was like what do you think that was even right for her to even say, or legal? I know they have gag orders, but in this case, why would we need a gag order?
Yeah, so I think that was she made that decision. They have a lot of strategic leeway in prosecuting the case, and so she feel like that they're not being represented properly in the media, because in the media everything is against the district attorney's office. So if it was the other way around, she would not be seeking a gag order. So by her even filing that, it's like, one thing about it is, like, in that courtroom, things become, get personal, and they've been at it for so long. So you've seen these same people, and now these little contempts of each other begin to arise. Yeah. So it's to me, I believe that courtroom is tense with a lot of animus towards each other. The defense, the prosecution, the judge, the media. I think that it's a very tense situation in that courtroom, and to, get, everybody, the self-care they need, because it's stressful. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine that's you going home and all that, you carrying that with you.
Wait, but the judge,
please these folks out, get this out the way, and move on.
This judge basically told them, Adrian, she ain't playing that mess that Glanville plays. She said, I seen that it's a lot of tension up in here and all of that. She like, if I see it starting to happen, I will be pulling you to the side, and it's not going to be good. It will not be in. She said it's going to be a dress code for the defendants. They're not going to be allowed to wear pullovers and hoodies and whatever they want to wear. And I was looking at this when Glanville was in the judge. Young Thug was eating in the middle of the trial. I'm like, when do they let the defendants just eat while somebody on the stage? I never seen it.
Yeah, that's unusual.
So she said it. She said she even saw, I guess she saw it too. And she was like, it will not be no eating in this court. I mean, you can drink some water, but it won't be no sitting there eating in my courtroom. Yeah. And that's her courtroom. So them judges run their courtroom like that's their house. So whatever
they got a lot of leeway.
But the court is off until August 5th. But it's
I know that next court date is
July
at the end 30th. Of the month. July 30th.
She's gonna be doing answering these motions, so it's gonna be good. Gonna be
So
good.
July 30th, that's going to be the tell of the tape. Whatever she ruled on the
Mhm.
prosecution, the gag order motion, the motion by the defense to dismiss Adrian Lewis and Simone Hilton, as well as the motion to dismiss the
Adrian
entire
Love, you
trial.
gonna say your name?
Yeah, yeah, Adrian Love. She might be a family member. I got a family member named Love.
Adrian, you must say give her your last name. Adrian is
Yeah,
crazy.
AL.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I would be eating too, because when you in court, you get them trials is long. I ain't never been to a
Mm-hmm.
trial in court, but
Woo!
in the audience.
I'm
Oh
so
my
glad I'm through with
God.
all that stuff. Oh my
That's
goodness,
the
man.
worst thing in life.
Mm,
Having,
mm, mm.
oh God.
Man.
Adrian, Nene said, Adrian, you look good tonight. I
Thank
wonder
you.
why
Thank you.
Adrian looking so good tonight. He got you. What you got going on, Adrian? Yeah,
Nothing. I got a t-shirt and a hat on. What do
you
you mean?
got a glow about yourself. Nene is seeing. I'm seeing it too.
Well, I feel better today than I felt last week. Last week I kind of like called it in, and I still try to be here and support you. And you carried me, and I appreciate that. And so I wanted to be up, alert. I got my tea, and I wanted to give the people
Why
what
you
they
drinking
deserve.
tea, Adrian? Last week you was drinking coffee. What's up with the tea?
Well, tea. I usually put a lozenge in there, a little lemon, and some honey, right? So now my voice,
Yeah, but you're not
you can hear
sick.
my voice. I'm moving my big ass lips so you can see me accentuate my words. So
So there's no specific reason why you're drinking tea. Nobody suggested that you should drink tea while you was
no,
moving your
well, me, I wanted to be able to,
while you was moving the big lips to them.
no, not necessarily.
Let me just get down and dirty. Who is she? What's her name? And when do we meet her?
Well,
And
no,
have you even invited her to watch the show, Adrian?
no, no. I mean, see, this is something that I talk to you in our private, conversations, but social media is social, right? I guess, right? But no, I met this young lady on July 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And we just been talking. We just been talking over the phone. She's an intelligent Black woman,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all we've done, just talk. And yeah, so that's
When
basically
y'all
it.
gonna meet up in person?
If the conversations go right, or that's, and I think that's what people mess up at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe
So
some
you
folks
got
might,
her on a
they
90
want to
day
get
rule,
down
Adrian? Do
to
you
the hanky
got her on
panky.
a 90-day rule?
What's that again?
You got her on a 90-day rule. You're not gonna give her no D for 90 days.
No, I don't, I ain't got no rule like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I mean, it happened, right? But when I was down there, everybody was drinking and this and that. So, I wasn't gonna like take advantage of the situation or anything. But
Mm-hmm.
she ended up getting my number, she ended up calling me, and we just had a good conversation. So right now, just conversation. It
Mm-hmm.
could not, end up going anywhere. I don't know. Like I say, she, from what I've seen, she's just an intelligent Black woman, and she's single, and we're just talking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but back to what I was saying. This is the process, right? You know what I'm saying? Before you know what I'm saying, get down to the funky tune,
Uh-huh. What's the
maybe
process,
get to know
Adrian, before
somebody.
you get down to the funky tune is what you're calling it.
Well, what whoopee, you know what I'm saying? What do you want me to say? You know what I'm saying? We're still, maybe kids watching, you know what I'm saying? So
This is an age restricted.
yeah, so I would like me, the mental part, the psychological part is one of the most important parts to me.
Nene
We're
said,
not on the same level there, and I'm not talking about academically or anything like that, but where the way you think, and are you a thinker, or you just just willy nilly with it? So I enjoy I'm
what do
enjoying
you
just
mean by when you say willy nilly?
Well, some people just react to
Okay.
situations, rather than to stop, think, and then respond to a situation.
Okay.
So that's important to me because my history. The hood, the gang, the prison, all those years, going back to jail, to prison, any of that, fucking with the police. That's not an option for me. That's
Right.
off the table. So anybody I invite into my life, they have to have that understanding. But even more so, you have to have that emotional intelligence and mental acuity to be able to say, to recognize the real from the fake in a dangerous situation, and be able to think things through, so that's important to me in a relationship. We just bumping uglies. That's something different.
Because, okay, Adrian. Well, I'm excited for you. I know how you like to get to know a woman's mental, her brain, how she is, her personality before you go in deeper into a relationship. So everything about that I expect from you. And I'm excited for you to see where it go and where it don't go.
Yeah,
And
thank you. I
see
me
what
too.
happens with it. I'm excited for you, Adrian. But anyway, we've been on here a little long, but I had to get our viewers a little tea because you got a fan club on here, so I had to let them know that
I ain't heard about this fan club. You know what I'm saying?
options out
What's
there.
going on? You know what I'm saying?
You got
Shit.
options going on, so I
Yeah.
gotta let them
Why you
know.
ain't told me about none of these
You
options?
gotta step
Shit,
their
what's
game
going
up.
on?
Gotta step your game up. If you gotta step your game
Yeah.
up. But anyway, Adrian, you do got a glow about you. You're looking nice. I love the hat and I love the conversation. Megan said, "Y'all a mess." Nene said, "Sex, Adrian. That it whoopee sex, screwing, bumping nasties, bumping uglies, whatever."
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking. We grown. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just, I'm old, swearing to, old gangster's body or something. You know what I'm saying?
Go on, Adrian. Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited for you, Adrian. Hopefully, it's a love connection, everything that you need and your heart desires. And
You
it,
know,
it
I
turned
don't
out to
know.
be something beautiful. But
It
you
could be. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful and positive about it.
I'm
So
very hopeful for you.
me,
You're a good
I,
man,
my
Adrian.
thing is, I keep myself open, my heart, my mind, my spirit open for that revelation, for
Right.
God to bring that into my life. So I just keep myself open to it. I don't close myself off. It happens, it happens. It'll be God's will.
As long as you keep yourself open, you know what you're looking for. And once you see it, just click. You know everything ain't gonna be perfect. My bunny is in the house. Hey bunny. You know it's not gonna be perfect. I got my cuzzo on there. What's up, cuzzo? She always tap in on TikTok.
What's up?
Um, everybody not gonna be perfect, but as long as it's right, you'll be okay. And
Mm-hmm.
we got a little weirdness about us, but everybody got their own little thing. But I'm excited for you, Adrian. The birthday is coming up. Too bad you're not gonna get no poo nanny for the birthday. But you are gonna go out and have a nice time. Maybe you
Yeah,
should
possibly.
go to the strip club and get some twerking done in your face or something.
Yeah,
Not your thing.
no, not necessarily my thing. And
Okay.
then so I was invited to a strip club like 2 weeks ago. Dude, my boy had a ticket for me, but I really didn't want to go. And then I kind of heard about some of these strip clubs. And this is not nothing against, say Latino women, white women, Asian, whatever, right? But where's the sisters?
Oh, you
It's like if I go to strip club, I'm attracted to all women, but I love black women. I don't want to go to okay, it's
Adrian,
no
you are
black
not
women.
attracted
Like,
to all women. You are only attracted to black women.
yeah,
You
maybe
can't.
they shoot them strip clubs up too much. I don't know. But they
No,
don't have them like that out
I
here.
don't want you going to no strip club that's then got shot up. I need you to
Oh
stay.
nah. So I just, I stay away. I go to little events here and there and I'm cool with that.
All right. Well, good, Adrian. Stay safe. Till
Y'all be
next
all
week. Give us an update on what you did for your birthday. Be ready to give us that update. I got some more content that I'm going to be shooting your way. Also, we will be giving a YSL update because guess what? Next week is Wednesday. The motions will be heard on Tuesdays.
right.
So
Yeah.
we'll have an update on what this judge is going to do, how it's going to go. We're going to see if they get a bond, y'all. We're going to see if they let Young
Yeah.
Thug and the rest of them out. We finally about to get to some meat and potatoes. Megan said peace and blessings, y'all, with the trees. Let me see those trees in the chat. Love you guys. Love you, cousin. I see you on there. Until next time, we out of here. Give them a hootie hoo, Adrian.
Hooty hoo. All right, y'all.
Peace.